What's good, y'all? It's your guy Makai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Next subscriber helps. Over here on this channel, we talk about the NBA. So if you enjoy the NBA as much as I do, please subscribe. And today we're gonna be talking about the Boston Celtics. And when the season first started, I thought the Celtics was, kind of out of it. They were just gonna be a bad team all year round because the way things started, it seems like things were going really rough on offense. And it just seemed like, Jason Tatum was having a down year. Jaylen Brown wasn't quite the same. They had injury trouble. All kinds of things happening with the Boston Celtics. But lately, the Celtics have been, playing really good basketball. They've looked really, really great on both ends. I think they've won like 10 of their last 11 games. And, I see a lot of folks on Twitter saying, oh, they're not beating anybody. They're beating the Pistons and the Nets. And that doesn't really matter because you play who's in front of you and they've beaten the guys who they're supposed to beat. To win in 10 of 11 games is no easy feat. And, we're going to talk about the Derek Wright attribution, but we're just going to talk about, the Celtics and just how good they've been. So first off, to talk about the Celtics win streak and just talk about the Celtics for about a few months now, we got to talk about the defense. The defense has been, close to top of the league. I think they're like second in defensive rating. I think they've been first over this little stretch. They've been first in net rating and all that. But for all you stat nerds out there who need that, but their offensive rating is like 15, which is like middle of the pack. And, watching their offense, you see why that is. I think Derek White can help that, of course, but, whatever. But yeah, defensively, they just acquired a lot of guys who can switch, can hedge, can just play drop. Like, they don't really run a lot of drop because Robert Williams is really versatile, but basically they just have a full lineup of guys who can really switch on defense and just be really, really versatile. You got Derek White, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Robert Williams, Grant Williams. Like, you just got a bunch of guys who just can go out there and switch on defense. So let's say, let's even look at the last game they played, the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, they didn't have any of their stars, but, the point still stands. Al Horford can switch on a lot of guards and, kind of hold the fort down while somebody tries to, come recover. Robert Williams has, been shown to do pretty well on switches. Al Horford, I think I just said Al Horford. But yeah, Al Horford has been, pretty decent on switches. Jason Tatum has been a menace defensively. Even, last season was a down year for him because, injuries, COVID, whatever. But this year, he's been, really, really good on defense. He's been real good on ball. He's been real good, navigating through screens. But the thing about the Celtics is that you don't really have to navigate through a lot of screens. You're just going to switch everything. And when you switch everything, it kind of messes up a lot of teams' action because, you're switching something. If a team is trying to get mismatches, they're not going to get that because you just switch 3 and 4 or you switch, 1 and 5 or 2-5 or whatever. So yeah, man, the Celtics, they switch everything. They like to switch a lot, and I feel like it always works out for them because they have a lot of, versatility. Marcus Smart should be on all defensive team. He's been really disruptive on the ball this year. He's been disruptive off the ball, and I feel like this season he's not making as many mistakes as he did last year, or just overall as a defender, because usually Marcus Smart, he's gambling on stuff and he's just, too hyper on the ball. I feel like he's, kind of relaxed this season and just doing, what he does best and just being a great defender. But yeah, enough about the defense. But the defense has been elite, top 2 in the league. Just really, really versatile, really, really efficient, all around defense. But the offense this season, now when it comes to like system and schematic wise, I'm not a huge fan of what they do. I feel like Marcus Smart has the ball too often. Like, Marcus Smart, don't get me wrong, he's a pretty solid passer for for a guy like him who doesn't have a lot of scoring gravity or whatever you want to call it. But I feel like a lot of the time, it'd be Jason Tatum in the corner, Jaylen Brown in the corner. They running, horns with Al Horford, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart. They doing silly things like that. But I feel like lately, and especially with the acquisition of Derek White, the offense has looked a lot better. And Jason Tatum, once again, has improved as a passer. I feel like the reads that he's making, are quicker. They're making the better reads. He's making, that extra skip pass instead of just, the one pass away, easy pass that can, easily be defended. And I feel like even Jaylen Brown, even though it's not every game, Jaylen Brown has been making, kind of sharper reads. He's not making like the super big brain, cross-court passes, but, if a team is swarming him, if he's hot, he'll just swing it right to him. And I feel like there's a lot of, decent to good passes in the Celtics starting lineup. They've got Jason Tatum, who's a pretty good passer. Robert Williams is a really good passer for a big man. Everybody knows Al Horford can play make, and they got Marcus Smart. So, Jason Tatum, let's say, he's going to the rim. They got to bring help because he's a really big dude, and, he's going to probably cook anybody who's guarding him going to the rim. You got to bring help. Now the defense is out of sorts. not only can somebody knock down the three, because I feel like most in the Celtics lineup are capable of knocking down the outside shot, but not only can they do that, now they can, find an extra pass, maybe take a dribble or two inside and just throw it up to Robert Williams. And that's another thing I like about the Celtics offense. Like, Robert Williams specifically is a really, really good vertical spacer. And I feel like that kind of takes the pressure off a lot of the drives, because let's say they're in the pinch, they get stopped at the free throw line. All they got to do is, plant the pivot foot down. If Robert Williams is, anywhere near the rim, you just got to throw it up in the area, and it's an easy, 2 points, easy lob. And Robert Williams has, been a really good offensive rebounder, been a really good defensive rebounder. He's been just a really, really good player this season, And Robert Williams, he had a lot of injury concerns coming up. But I feel like now that he's been healthy, he's been a great, block guy. He's been great on help, great on switches, just been, all around great defender. But his vertical spacing really helps out the offense, and I feel like that kind of makes driving a little bit easier, because centers can't, just exactly help as much as they want to, because really you just have to throw it in the, in the area. Robert Williams is real athletic, so he's gonna get a dunk, he's gonna get 2 points, come back down with it, go right back up. But yeah. But Derek White, I feel like his passing has been, really special, this season. 5 assists per game for a guy who's not super high in usage. That's pretty, that's pretty good. His 3-point shooting isn't, what you want to see it at, but I would still consider him a threat from 3. But he's really quick with the ball. He's really quick off the ball. And don't get me wrong, the Celtics do run like some, cool sets, but I just feel like they don't put the right personnel, in the action that should be in that action. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, against the Nuggets, I was watching the film earlier. They ran a stagger screen for Peyton Pritchard of all people, and Jason Tatum's the one, doing the pass for the layup. And don't get me wrong, it worked, but sometimes I just want Ime Udoka to just put the correct guys in actions, because Jason Tatum coming off of a stagger screen, getting right into the elbow area, the mid-range area, and maybe even getting to the rim for an easier layup. Like, I just feel like the Celtics don't get their stars a lot of easy shots. I feel like Tatum, and don't get me wrong, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are 2 of the best scorers in the NBA. They're 2 of the best creators in the NBA. They're really good. They can get any shot they want off the dribble. They're pretty good at getting to the rim. Jason Tatum's 3-point percentage is down this year though, 33% on 8.4 threes a game. Jaylen Brown is doing a little better. He is 35% on 7.5 threes a game. But neither of them have been, insane 3-point shooters. But I would say that both of them are pretty good mid-range scorers and pretty good at getting to the rim. But when you have stars like this, you want them to be able to get easier shots. So I'm saying, maybe get them on a stagger screen, let them, roll to the rim. Maybe let, Derek White be the guy who's running the show for a little bit, pass it inside to Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum or something like that. But I really I don't have too many negative things to say about the Celtics. They've been playing really good basketball. They've been playing a really good, brand of defense. Jason Tatum has been playing out of his mind. Jaylen Brown has been doing amazing things. Derek White was a really good pickup. I forgot to mention Al Horford. Al Horford, I thought he was, when they traded back for him this season, I'm like, why they getting Al Horford? He's pretty, worn down. He's been shockingly good this season. I think he averages 1.3 blocks, but obviously blocks per game isn't everything. He's been pretty decent on switches. He's been a good rebounder, good, floor spacer. He's been really good for them. He's been good at, guarding the paint. So yeah, man, Al Horford, shout out to him, bro. But yeah, man, everybody, they just have a lot of, solid dudes. Grant Williams is, showing that he can shoot the 3-ball this year. Grant Williams, 44% from 3, like 4 threes a game. I didn't think he would ever get to that level, but, here we are now. But yeah, man, the Celtics, the Celtics are doing pretty good. And, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We got to talk about the playoffs. The playoffs, I can see the Celtics getting to second round probably. Because, with the Celtics, I do like their offense, but I just don't think they have that lead, playmaking, facilitating type dude. And I just think that Jason Tatum is not the guy for that. And while Derek White is a pretty good passer, I don't think you want the ball in his hands making all the decisions. Like, you do want Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown with the bulk of the touches. But yeah, man, I wouldn't be shocked if they were to, kind of beat some of these top teams in the East. I wouldn't say they're a contender, but they just have a lot of talent. And I just think that, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are so volatile, they can just explode at any moment. I wouldn't be shocked if they were to make it, past the first round. But, what I'm saying, yeah, man, I like the Celtics. You're a Celtics fan, an NBA fan, let me know what you think about the Celtics in the comment section down below. And, shout out Jason Tatum, shout out Jaylen Brown. They're just playing a really great, brand of defense. They're playing, some pretty, solid offense. And, yeah, shout out to the Celtics, man. I can't wait to see how this, how this ends up. Their record right now isn't, crazy. They're like, 1 second, let me see. Their record right now, they're 35-26. That's good for the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. You know, I can see them finishing top 5, top 4 maybe, but you know, once again, we gotta see. If you take the end of the video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.